Good morning. This real nature is never more or never less. It's never more exquisite because now I get a coffee than it was before I got a coffee. It is not subject to time and space and qualities. It is enough feeling, fulfilling, empty by itself. So this cannot be transmitted. Its expression can inspire, but you cannot transmit what you already are. Otherwise it would be like a gift that someone has got that you don't have, and it's given. You are it. Let your mind deny it or not, it's another thing. So welcome to Satsang for inspiration. To have a moment of oblivion, of forgetfulness of who you think you are, is a great blessing. So allow it to be obvious. And as it is not in time, don't expect it as a person to always live as obviousness. As a person, it looks like if you have disappeared once suddenly. As a person, that the life of that person will not be continuous as before. It will be interrupted by what is obvious, what is called real nature. And that is plenty enough of blessing and fulfillment, of emptiness, of all the opposites you can put together. The mind will never comprehend it, even with understanding. There is an obviousness when the mind shuts up, when there is no need anymore to remember or to know or to do something with what he doesn't know. So you cannot learn it. Second best is not to unlearn. Otherwise know also that it will not be caused by a movement of the mind. Let it be learning or unlearning. You are it. It is the expectation of the mind which figures it out that troubles, only. In that way it is said, don't listen to the mind. Not as a state of living, as an opportunity not to be caught by the tyranny of your mind. You also can inspire me. I remember my master, he was in the early days in the morning, after the walk we were sitting and he was reading some Bhagavad, some scriptures, generally not so traditional scriptures, but scriptures which were a bit, they had a little bit irrational flavor. And it was very inspiring. His comments were very inspiring. And he was very inspiring by the text.
Ganga, I have read or understood that whatever needs to happen will happen, no matter what I do to not make it happen, and what is not meant to happen will happen no matter what I do against it, so to speak. So this split second, is that included in that? Like
Maybe good that I leave you in the non-answer. If everything could be understood, it would not be mysterious, isn't it? It could be taught, it could be expressed in truth, it could be. But you see, even the inspirers, they are just losers, and yet very inspired to tell how much they have lost with their mind. They have been lost with their lost. Okay, with their mind.
I have one more question about this mysterious symbolism, like you are sitting on a crocodile, right, as Ganga. That's a symbol in the Hindu mythology. So I was looking at this crocodile, wondering why you are sitting on a crocodile.
Yeah, I wonder still.
Yeah. So it was saying that, and I loved it, that the crocodile has many aspects, but one is that we're thrown into the Ganga, get completely disoriented, to be reoriented, to see aspects, to find a solution from a different angle, or So like you're basically, what I hear, you're making such a earthquake in my life that everything I have to see from another aspect, otherwise I'm completely, I mean basically I'm always lost around you in a way.
Yeah, lost in the known.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, and the crocodile that you're sitting on does that too. So this mythology symbolizes, so the symbol, it goes to me that I'm always around you lost. So whatever I attempt or go or do, I'm always the loser, the failure, but at the same time I seem to have a good time in it.
So I will not remove that from you. Yes, while a crocodile. It's a vehicle. It's a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a way to show that you expect from a goddess, from a feminine flowing and fluidity and harmony and all that. But the crocodile is there, so
Yeah. Yes.
it goes together.
Which is, you do.
That's what I say. But it's inspiring
Yeah.
to leave you where? Lost in the known, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say lost in the known, lost in trying to know the unknown. Give up. But it's because you forget that you are it. Otherwise, why to know the unknown? If you know even if you know the unknown as an experience, it will go because it's an experience. There was a subject and then the unknown, and then you merge in the unknown. But it's still, the subject has always been there. The subject as a rising creation.
With subject you mean the I.
Yeah, I. So don't try to know the unknown. You can have experiences and don't reject them, of course. But I mean, when they go, well gone. And who will say well gone? I, the same I, who got the experience. So what is this I? Does he exist when he has no known or unknown attached to it? This you understand, no?
No.
Why?
Because I is always connected with something for me.
But that's what I say. It can be connected, and that everybody knows, with the known, but it can be connected with the unknown. I have the experience of the unknown. I know that's what I am. Who doesn't know that in Satsang after years, at least once, someone, or if not, you tell me, has known that. But it goes. It disappears, even if the souvenir is there, but it's not present, it's not alive. Because it depended on the time. I is time and space. That rising creation, I. You can have even the experience I am unborn. But it goes. It goes, because I is there. So forget about how it has to be. It is everything, and it is absolutely not everything. As long as you will make effort to understand, you'll be at loss. Sure. But maybe you need to be exhausted by that to really give up. Maybe this attitude in satsang to try to not to lose a word, so it's like an attention which tries to be very vast and goes in. Maybe in the contrary, the attitude should be like to spit, you see, to roar, bah, like this, so that everything that you keep vanishes, crashes. You see, it's not about listening with those two ears. Nobody knows what, but this is not true. So it's about, no, enough, enough. Why shall I keep it a single thing? Why shall I even keep I'm not realized? It's bullshit. Just throw that. And that is done suddenly. It's not like one by one, no, then you have many incarnations there. No, at once, at once. That's why I say, go to the root, because if you remove the root, then everything is done. If you remove the tree, if you don't cut it, branches and the leaves, and it takes time. You dig out the root, goes. At the same time, know very well that was an hallucination to think there was a tree to remove. I have to speak like that. And in the experiencing realm, which is our personal life, you will not get it. So that's why it is said it's not an experience, but understand at least that it is not an experience. No, you understand why I said the same, and because when you hear, it's with the two ears, it's not an experience, then you immediately go, it's a non-experience. You see, no, it's not even that. It's you have nothing to do for that. So, yeah. She's first, if you don't mind.
Been perceiving this week like that there was still some kind of fear of death.
Yeah.
And at the same time there's a willingness to die, you know, almost like a longing.
Yeah.
And it comes in a different way than I've experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe before it was more like I had enough, you know, or
Yes.
something.
Okay.
And it feels more like almost devotional, you know, like something.
Yes.
And it's still something seen, received, because I can see that that's also,
Yes.
even if that happened, it's not what I am, it's still something.
Very good. Yes. You see, you speak of dying because you believe the person who is living, you in the past at least, you believe the person who is living is real. So of course, since you come to question this person, the reality of this person, you think you have to go to death. To death, it's the opposite of living. So you believe that that concept is true. It's just the opposite of beliefs. Another belief to remove one belief, but then you will be kept with that. I have to die. It's not that too. You just have not to interfere anywhere. So is I rising if you don't interfere anywhere? Tell me.
It's almost like I can't help getting involved. Like,
Okay, but you see it.
yeah.
So go back from where you see it. Just now. Do that. We go quick. And whenever you need, you speak.
I can already was sitting before looking at this, getting involved, and then just seeing that no, it's not.
Okay, go back from where you see you speak.
It's very neutral right now.
Yeah, go back.
I can't.
Yes, that's also a concept. I can't. Of course you can. You just express. How could you express anything? Be, but really, a split second, just be aware, be from where all these things can rise. Where are you?
There's just some kind of peace or something.
Yeah, you forget that. Go back from where you can see that.
I don't know.
Yes, you can. Of course.
I don't know what to do.
Do nothing. It's already there. Do nothing. Whatever you utter, it's an expression of it. And as an expression, it is unsubstantial. Don't look at it. Yeah.
It's more like a knowing now.
Forget it.
Yeah. I can still feel my body, and it's quite.
Don't go back to the body.
Don't go.
Then we have to go again long path, the senses and
Yeah.
okay. I just show you a bit how the mind plays, huh? Jumping from level to level, and yeah. The body is like a real concrete proof that there is a separation, you see. So it's a wonderful vehicle, but at the same time, as when there is something wonderful, there is something totally opposite. It brings you this feeling of separation.
It's from there that the fear of death comes, no? Like in the mind, it's the attachment to it.
Yeah, that's why you see, sometimes, for example, my brother died, and I was very close to him. So I was grieving, but what saved me was, I could grieve, of course, it's natural, but who is grieving? It's only the sister. The sister grieves. This attachment with the body, mind, and all that. And when you can place where things happen, you free yourself. Because I'm not only a sister. I'm not only this or that. You see? It's very good to place things where they are, where it happens. It helps sometimes.
It's funny you bring this experience, but it's also in my life, this kind of experience.
Wanted to speak? Andreas, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, it was not the same thema, but it was my question, or the question comes up like ages, again and again. When you have the grace to experience a moment of bliss, of no mind, maybe just like this, or through meditation, whatever.
Yeah.
And in this moment, you are not in your mind, so you are not afraid of losing the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're like in a kind of moment of eternity, or call it timeless.
Yeah.
So there is also no wish to keep the moment. But something is like then happening that brings you back into this mind concept thing. And when this happened again, I always thought, how did this happen? How could I just stay there and avoid this going back into this concept? Because I'm fed up. Yeah.
You cannot stay in bliss. It is blissful because it's by waves.
Mm-hmm. So if you really enter in this no mind, you stay there, and then you live your life normal.
I can say it looks like, or I don't know. This much I don't know. This much I don't know, because the search is gone to know what is what and what it should be not, or and so on. So this I cannot answer. But what I can answer is, I understand very well what you express, and I think many of us too. Those moments who look real, who are not in time, even, and so on. Sure. I can say this is a direct experience of what you are.
Okay.
Because it's not objective, it's just boom, sudden, not looking like, not caused by anything. Okay. Surely somebody in the mind is not there. You can even say that afterwards or whatever. Somebody is not there. No? Or the mind, you said the mind is not there.
Yeah.
Okay, the mind is not there.
Of the mind.
But that's what I say, when the mind reappears, as it is an expression, the mind will reappear because the bliss is in time. It's a direct expression, still an expression. Still an expression. Okay? Time, you see, time is limited and infinite. It is mortal and immortal, eternal. That's time. It's not only limited and mortal. So it is all those experiences. That's why the scientific people, they can discover infinity and all that. They know it's something which can be known, which can be experienced. It is belonging to an aspect of time. Anyway, so when the mind reappears, and it will always reappear, otherwise this body-mind is dead. It is attached to the life of this body-mind. The mind reappears. If this mind has not been emptied from concept before, it will bring concepts. Like, I want to go back there. I have probably those who are free live all the time like this, and so on and so on and so on. It brings concepts. And that is the trouble. That's what I say. The most important is not to realize yourself. You are already yourself. The most important maybe is just to see what means mind, not to be fooled by it. You see? That's what when I say, when the mind reappears, it can reappear, oh, I am free. Okay, it can be a direct, you cannot control it, uncontrollable joy to express like this. No problem about that. Let it go and disappear. But if you say, I am free now, okay, and I'm free, it becomes a concept.
Exactly.
Okay. So, like that, did I answer?
So this is more or less what you describe now, this very famous Zen thing. Before enlightenment, you go chopping wood and carry the water. After enlightenment, you go chopping wood and carry the water. Yeah, that is the mind stays with the body alive, and then it's only to cultivate, so to say, this concept what the mind has of the mind.
There is no cultivation anymore.
Ah, okay.
But everything looks the same. Thank God. It's peace.
Thank you.
And Ganga, I was following that instruction that you gave to go in and in with her, and just before, and I saw that when I did that, there came a moment that I was very emotional. So I thought that is also an inner form of mind.
Absolutely. In that way, nothing happens from where you can see those things. Everything happens in the world of appearance, and nothing happens from where you are. Yeah.
So the space where there's, I mean, the bliss is an experience, the peace is an experience, but the whatever is where there's no feeling, there's no voice, there's nothing. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, but
it
is so much description that it looks it's not even that. But I can.
There's no description where
Yeah.
is that it?
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no feeling. There's no voice. There's nothing.
Yes
there.
and no. It's empty and fullness. Emptiness and fullness at the same time, don't forget.
The fullness I don't realize, the emptiness I don't realize, it's just blank. There's no vision, there's no feeling. Is that it?
It's the moment you express. The moment after, if you stay in the expression, it's no more it.
So afterward? It's after.
Okay.
When I'm talking about it, it's not, it's an experience, but I'm trying to describe it. Just
No,
to
but
see.
that's what I think I answer to you. It's, you see, you can say, okay, I'm free, or or even okay, but is an expression, okay? It's an expression, and it's a true expression. It's direct, okay? But don't expect that you will pass your life with no, the disappears. But because of the you know that this world of appearance is the rising of all that, is the expression of all that, and after all, it's that itself. So, yeah. But I wanted to say, don't repeat. You cannot repeat something you have known, because then it becomes a state. It becomes again an experience. But okay, I can say yes to you and we forget. Yes, don't worry. Yes.
No, I try to go, I mean, if my awareness says, like for instance, when you're giving a guidance, then I jump on the guidance, and then I go back to that place. So when I feel like it, like when we say keep quiet, when I feel like it, I go back there, but there's nothing when I go back there. I express it now, but
Okay.
it's not even bliss or anything,
Okay,
it's just
okay.
completely
Okay.
void. But I intentionally go back there, either when I'm frightened, because it helps me, or when suddenly I'm inspired to, actually I'm going back there now. That's it.
I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just wanted to confirm that space is what you're talking about. That's it. It feels to me like it is, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it is.
Just forget the mind who wants a confirmation. That will be easier. You see, my own experience, I speak too much of me today, but it doesn't matter. My own experience is generally, traditionally, when something happens like this, even in Zen, you go back to your master and then he confirms it in some, not in the way you think, but he does it. But in my case, my master died. So how can I get a confirmation? But I didn't need it. Just to say that don't fall into this need of confirmation.
It's only because we're in Satsang and you're talking about these things. That's all. It's just a joy of expression.
Good, very nice.
It's true what you say about instead of bringing people back to like annihilation or an absolute stop, it's not working for me. So it's just throwing it all out. But that is also annihilation.
Yeah, but don't think too much, just do it.
Yeah.
I can see more clear than before that this
it's like what you said about cultivating, to try to fix something which will be like the all the time.
Mm.
It's so,
Mm.
it's so like it's so much. I can see it like
Yes,
it's like I want to paint one painting which will be fixed forever. It's
Yeah.
impossible. It's like
But you see, the thing is, in this expression, in this manifestation, everything is already fixed. We don't have to fix anything. Who are we to fix anything? Hmm? Yeah. I know this problem of the expression and the being and it's part of this journey of knowing oneself, but you have no obligation to make it a long journey, because you don't need to take care of the carrot and then the parsley and then the aubergine and then of the cabbage and then onions. No. You have to take care of, is this in the world of appearance or is it real? If you find out it's in the world of appearance, then you just keep quiet from where you saw it. Just the moment of or oh, or a tear falls. It's enough.
Ganga, this is the same tema now again, no?
Yeah?
How to, I mean, you can't do anything to create a moment of no mind.
Yeah.
It just happens in a moment.
Yes.
And then if you have it, you can't do anything to keep
Keep
it.
it.
So, like the Indians say, now what to do?
No, because you don't need to keep it, and you have no power to provoke it. So it is enough. You know, it's like suddenly you thought that a dog was a cat, and for some reason you see, oh, it's a cat. You will never forget, isn't it? Even if in the sunset it looks again like a dog, you will laugh. You say, okay, but I know it's a cat. That split second is enough to unroot the questions and the need of answers.
Okay.
You know? And after, in the movie personal, which is different for everyone, you can fix your carrot if you like, you can fix your aubergine, but you will not make it a search, or you will not make doubt about what is what.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Otherwise, I judge myself to be so stupid you lost the moment, and then I'm like a dog chasing his own tail.
That's what happens.
Mm.
Yeah. But dogs are loved, don't worry. But still, it's a bit.
No dog, no tail. There's such a longing.
Yeah, but don't fall in love with the longing, because it gives such a good feeling also, that pain of longing. It's mystical. It's beautiful. Nothing wrong with it in this manifestation. It's rather very nice for those who live that. But it's not it.
Okay.
You don't need to long, to be in longing, long for. You don't need to be in long for.
You don't need to long for.
Ah, you don't need to long for. You are it before you have this idea. Now, if in your personal life you love longing, but you are free to have that experience, but know what it is. Know what it is. Okay. That's why you see it cannot be taught. It cannot be taught, but it can inspire. It can. That's why we are together probably also. It can inspire. Okay.
It is possibly this similar feeling what you said, that you want to die, or this is like to get rid of all this pressure, whatever it is, or longing, or just to go away from all this
Yes, of course.
ego, mind existence, and go into the field of none.
Yes, yes. But first of all, before going that far, is there an ego as something substantial? Is there? Otherwise, again, you run after your tail. Okay, there is something like ego, so I will undo the ego and do so many things which are taught everywhere in the world. Okay, no, nothing wrong with that. But if you want freedom, and you want it just now because you have enough, so you can just wonder, shall I make all the circle up to my tail, or is there a dog at all? Or a god, if you like.
Yeah.
No doubt about it in the appearance. There is God and dog. In the world of appearance. But satsang is just to forget it for a second. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obrigado.
What was your experience with hope and hopelessness?
Hope and hopelessness. I had hope and I had hopelessness. And then I kept quiet. And then keeping quiet, you don't expect anything.
Because you can't synthesize hopelessness.
You mean to speak more about
Yeah,
it?
you can't. Like you can say, the reason I come to satsang or to listen to things or to engage in this,
Is
there's
the
a hope.
Yeah, sure. There
There's
is
a
a hope
surely.
to hear better, which will cut off
Yeah.
the whole thing and all
Yes.
that. Yeah, don't worry about that. Doesn't matter. It's better than to go and listen something else about this subject.
Yeah.
There is no harm. There is a harm the moment you make the need an obligation. When the need is still because you are fiery and you really need it, go for it. But if you make it as a style of life and, you know, I want to show myself I'm a serious seeker and all this bullshit, then there is something to question. Yeah? Because after all, you come to Satsang with a hope, but it's to hear you actually there is no hope.
Yeah, because you asked me recently, you said, are you helpless? And I went, yep. And you said, are you hopeless? And I lied and said, yep.
Yeah, nice. You can't help to have hope if it is still going on. It's good hope.
Last hope.
Till the day you are shocked by this news, really there is no hope. You already are done before this idea comes. So if you can be shocked by that, that's good. It doesn't matter. What do you think? I was going to India to see my master. I had hope, of course. Otherwise, why should I travel? And I don't regret it, even if I was as a fool to take so much time, but I don't regret it.
I think it's because I hear this, you must be hopeless. I hear these words, but maybe that has to be arrived at, like...
No, it's a
naturally.
moment of hopelessness, because otherwise you will get depressed, which is also a movement of the mind against... it's a movement of the mind, it doesn't help. No, you have to get a moment to be struck, to see hopeless. Of course, because the mind cannot do anything. I cannot make an effort as someone. That's all.
It's funny because those two like exist sort of in parallel in me. Like there's this definite, I can't do fucking anything about it.
Yeah.
And yet, there's still that hope. They're side by side in a way. It's a strange
But the
thing.
problem is the two. Don't make a difference between... Don't make a difference.
Okay.
It's like you make a difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary life and all that. These are all labels of the mind and doesn't help at all. Or a real life and an unreal life, a real thing and an illusion. Forget the world of comparison for a split second.
when you speak of the master leaving the body,
Yeah.
a lot of fear arises that.
Then
some-
hurry up, hurry up. We are old and not so good.
The fear arises that something might be overlooked, and
You know, the master anyway is not what you see. It is the indication. It is to remind you, don't search, you are yourself. That's the master. No, there is some vehicle there, some crocodiles, some buffaloes, whatever. But they will die, sure. But you are not left alone because you came to Satsang not to see the crocodile or the buffalo. You came to hear or to be struck by a moment of silence, whatever. Yeah? So that's always with you. That's always with you.
I realized I don't feel what does it mean freedom.
Ah, yeah.
I'm lost a little bit with this.
Yeah, okay. It's a word, of course. It's an indication to just tell you all your concepts of bondage or even being freed from bondage, all that is in the mind. And if you search for who you are, better you don't listen to any concept of your mind. That's all. That is real freedom.
Okay, so it's not in personal sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If still there is question about it, you can ask.
I'm just trying to process.
Yeah.
It's like I was thinking that it doesn't have appeal to me when I think about freedom.
Yeah.
Normally, I like this idea that I'm free. I can just, I don't know,
In the world.
in the world be free and not
Yeah.
bounded by anything.
Mm-hmm.
Be open, expansive. Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
great. But when I process this, it's irrelevant in some way.
You are what?
It feels like it doesn't have this excitement anymore. when
You have done it, so maybe you want some other kind of freedom, which I just told you now.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
I'm trying to
Okay.
process.
Yeah. We say freedom, it means, freedom from the tyranny of your mind, freedom from your concepts, freedom to need experiences all the time. This way.
Mhm.
This question that is still here, like how can I know that I don't overlook something? Is it also just a thought in the mind that I can
Yeah,
discard?
dismiss it.
Okay.
Dismiss it. You can never be enough good and serious with the mind because it will never work. Yeah. There is no exception, you see. There is absolutely no compromise. The mind is at loss in this direction because it disappears there. It's even said, you see, the sun and the moon don't reach there. It disappears there. So keep quiet where you are left, where you always have been. Even you see, for those who believe in gods or angels or all those greater beings than human beings, they make a queue to come to satsang, because it's only while hearing satsang that they will be free. Even gods and angels and whatnot, strange beings. We are all in queuing. Not to listen to this mind. The holy shoes will fall on the head. So, I love the image of my master, who was an army man. So he said, it's better to remove a doubt, because you see, a doubt is like you are killed several times, while with a gun you are killed only once. The gun of the doubts is terrible. It comes back again, boom, 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 and it's never ending. So extract your doubt. Extract what looks like too much. Something is too much. While doing that, even you allow it to disappear. Yeah.
So I have a doubt.
Yeah, sure, please.
Concepts in my mind. It's like my mind is like a forest or a garden.
Yes.
And my concepts are like flowers.
Yes.
And I walk through this garden.
Or monkeys.
No, not monkeys.
You are the monkey. You're from the north. Okay.
Sometimes like flowers, sometimes like monkeys.
Ah, that's what I said.
Sometimes like flowers.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I walk through this garden. And it's there. And these flowers are made of something. And they are just there, and they are made of something. You know, I never understood why it's impermanent, why I should dismiss it. No, it's there. It changes, it has different colors, but I'm not a prisoner of this. They are flowers. How can you be a prisoner of a flower?
And what about a lover that doesn't respond to you? You are very free from a lover who doesn't respond to you. You're very free, you don't suffer. Huh? She's also a flower.
Yes, she is.
Ah. You see, this search is for the one who suffers, not for the enjoyer.
I have a lot of pain in my life, but it's not the story about that.
Oh. But the garden is full of both.
Of both.
Yeah, the rose, it is beautiful, but it has thorns.
But no, my doubt is that if this flower is made of something,
Yes.
and this something is there, and I can't do anything about it,
Yeah.
that should I just withdraw from this, or just let it be?
You have not to do anything.
No.
If you don't search who you are, you have not to do anything. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
I mean, better to enjoy than to suffer.
Yeah, that's it.
Some people run after enjoying, some people run after pain, and some people run after enlightenment, and some people run after wisdom, and some people. There are so many demands, different. So if you have a clear demand, go for it. Wow.
Yeah, just processing. So enjoy it. That would be, because my doubt is that should I do something else than just deal with this stuff, or
If you can be happy looking at a flower, enjoy it. What? Yeah.
yeah, okay, it makes sense.
That's good.
That's why the word yogi and bogi is so similar, you see. In Sanskrit, yogi is the detached one and the bogi is the enjoyer. So there's something there. So, the last minute. Yeah. Hi.
It's related to his question, because sometimes I experience devotion and it's so good.
Yes, it is very good.
It's very good, and
Sure.
this love comes, but at the same time, as he meant with the roles, I know it's appearing. I cannot be devotional when I'm in deep sleep.
Yeah.
But it's okay anyway to just...
Yeah. There is nothing to say. So, is there a question about that? No, you wanted to express.
I wanted to express.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
There is always generally a problem when the object of devotion becomes an idol, because then you will be fucked. But if it is a devotion, simply devotion, out of gratitude, and we don't need to speak more about that, it's beautiful. Because you see, the idols, it's like the gods, they tyrannize. You have to obey them. Very tyrannic. Some people like it, but not everybody. Okay, shall we stop here or in some more? Nothing? Nothing?
No thing.
Nothing?
I have a question.
Aha.
So when I go back all the way,
Yeah.
there's just this ability or this happening of seeing, and then there's all the things that are right.
Yeah.
Right. So any like question that I could bring or any problem, it's just another one of those. It's just the
Yes, yes,
the thing that's happening, and then
Yes.
there's that which sees it.
yes. Now, yes.
Yeah.
Why there is a question?
I don't know. Like the body mind somehow thinks.
No, I know why.
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Please.
Because you don't include the subject who sees in the scene. Mm. Yeah.
It isn't a question. I just want to thank you. You're trying to make what you do is I would have given up. I'm a teacher, but I'm a perfectionist. And you're making the blind see, the deaf hear, and trying to show us how easy it is if we just stop trying. Thank you.